It's Mr. Box Office, TV, the main event, the professor of truth and entertainment, the ratings killer. And if you don't know, you need to get to know. And welcome to Box Office City with your host, Mr. Box Office himself, back. And just one little thing to Tottenham fans and all to the wider universe. We're doing it again. We are doing it again. Going over the top about a certain result because a wonder goal has got us out of trouble. And that's it. And this is what it's called. Mr. Box Office Unleashed. Because I'm tired. I'm tired. The thing is, though, and this is a little secret to all you Tottenham fans at the moment that are watching, and thank you for watching and watching the main event come back. I'm not that angry about the team anymore because I know we're bang average. Yes, I said we're in a title race by default because it's a bang average league. People can say whatever they want to me. Yeah, saying, oh, you said we're title contenders, Alex. Mr. Box Office, you said we're title contenders. Yes, I did say it because it's a bang average league. But people start saying, well, we've got the best managers. But we'll look at the players. Look at the players that we've got. We've got bang average Emerson, but he had an excellent game, I was told. I mean, honestly, can we remember back in the 90s when we had Ramon Vega? I'd rather have Ramon Vega in my team and Emerson in my team. Yeah, I think people have short memories. Emerson was getting saved his arse against Bournemouth. He had a good game, I'm told. Yeah, when Burnley were toothless up front. So work that one out. I mean, he did his job. And he had an excellent game, I'm told. Another one. Oh, let's talk about Gil. Gil Messi, I'm told. Gil Messi what? Gil Messi what? Really? I'm not even telling me they had a good game. I'm hearing this from people that talk real. Saying, oh, we've got to be nice about it. Be nice about it. Let's talk about Lamella then. Let's talk about Bergwijn then, yeah? When we were all having a go at Bergwijn, when we were all having a go at Lamella, yeah? Are you going to take that back then? Are we going to take it back? Yeah, because I'm in the mud as well, because I was criticising Lamella as well. But I'd rather have Lamella in my team. I'd rather have Bergwijn in my team. Yeah? I'd rather have Dominguez, that bang average player. That bang average player back in the 90s, yeah? I'd rather have him. Then watching Gil Messi. Gil, really? Don't even go there with me, man. You know what I mean? It's absolute rubbish. Then we've got the Celso apologists as well. I mean, honestly, that was a bang average game. Because like I said before, yeah, let's start this right. Tottenham won, Burnley 0. And it was only a wonder goal against Poro, which gave him so much space to just even think about it and just shoot and score. Yeah? It was only him to shoot and score. That was the only reason why we won the game. But everyone's saying, oh, it's all good because we've got Postecoglou. We love Postecoglou. Oh, we love him. Yeah? We love him in interviews backing out the question when he's asked about Dier. Yeah? Eric Dier. Don't get me started on him. Yeah? Don't get me started because Andrew's going to get some criticism for that as well, by the way. So wait and see because spoiler alert, Mr. Box Office wasn't happy with his explanation, by the way. He looked like an idiot. Yeah? He looked like an absolute idiot. Yeah? Because I'm no hypocrite. Because I said from June, this guy needs convincing. I still need convincing as well. Yeah. But let's get straight to it. Let's put some order to the show. Yeah, because I needed to just unleash a little bit there. Yeah, but that's a little spoiler to the show. But let's talk about what's on the show today with Mr. Box Office back by popular demand, like they say every single time. Because I'm wondering where Mr. Box Office was. Yeah. He was doing weights and really benching. Yeah, benching a lot. Yeah, benching for the rubbish that I've got to hear from Tottenham fans. Because that's the only reason why I get annoyed when I watch Tottenham now. because it's only the fans, the Tottenham fans, that talk absolute waffle. Yeah, I'm told that they're really good. They've got football brain. Football brain. Yeah? Football brain what? You got no football brain if you're telling me that Emerson had a good game. Yeah? When he done his job. Davis done his job. Yeah? What's happening to Davis right now? Oh, he's got a hamstring injury. But if he was still in the team right now, tell me, Tottenham fans, what would happen when Van der Ven comes back? Oh, yeah, he goes back into the team. So he didn't really do a good job, didn't he? Didn't do a good job, didn't he? Honestly, I've never heard such absolute waffle from Tottenham fans. Honestly. But let's go what's gone on the show today. And let's go what's really on the show today with number one, my reaction to the Tottenham Burnley FA Cup match. I think you've got a spoiler already on that. Number two, Tottenham Hotspur are linked to Werner. Number three, Dier going out to Bayern Munich. Really? And number four, just unleashing on stupidness from what I hear from Tottenham fans, and that's it. So keep yourselves strapped in, because really, I'm on the prowl right now, and no one's safe. No one's safe. So apologies to anybody that really don't like unleashing, but you get shows like that already, and I see them popular. So you're going to get the same sort of thing, and that's it. So let's get into it. Let's get straight to it, because it's all fast-paced, like I always say every single time. You don't know how long this is going to be, and that's it. So let's get with our number one subject, Tottenham versus Burnley reaction. I think you've got a spoiler why. It was bang average. Absolutely not a great game at all. The thing that I'm seeing at the moment, I'm not seeing Ange ball anymore. I'm seeing Conte ball. We were complaining that we're just getting through games. We're playing. We're just doing okay. Yeah, we're just getting through games, getting through matches under Conte. We're just getting through matches under Mourinho. But we're doing the same thing with Ange at the moment. Am I missing something, Tottenham fans? Am I really missing something? Am I really missing something? Because I think I am missing something right now. Because when I watched that performance, and I watched it back, and I'm watching it back right now, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm seeing now Kulu celebrating with Poro at the moment. And I'm sitting there saying, well, he didn't play that well. Yeah, great goal by Poro, yes, great goal. But without that goal, would we be saying that was a great performance? Would we be happy, Tottenham fans? And the answer would be no. I mean, from the start, it just looked clunky. We were good plays, certain plays. Yes, Charleston got through certain times, but again, he missed it. He couldn't strike. He couldn't miss. He just kept on missing, and that's it for me. I don't really get it. For me, I just think Richarlison was awful in terms of missing his chances. And again, it was like saying, well, because he scored in the last couple of games, oh, yeah, we need to give him a chance. But you can see on the sidelines, Ange's getting even more frustrated with him. And this is Ange. And you know, in front of the cameras, he's not going to have a go at him, even though technically he's had a go at what Dier. But we'll get onto that another time. But again, he wasn't great. I see people having a go at Johnson. And yes, he's not that great. But don't have a go at Johnson, who's just come into the club, and then you're starting praising Emerson, who, for me, has been at the club for a long time now, and he's not improved. And people are giving credit for improving on what? Because Burnley were toothless up front, couldn't do nothing up front. And I think you summed it up with the last minute chance they had. They just didn't know how to. They just haven't got that cutting edge up front. They haven't, and that's it for me. So I don't understand why people are making apologies for him, but they're not giving a chance to Johnson. Yes, he's not great. I accept he's going to be up and down. And by the way, this is Ange's choice. By the way, When everyone has a go at Ten Hag for what he's doing at Man United and the players that he's brought in, that is Johnson. Johnson is Ange's choice. So I want some energy for Ange because that is Ange's choice. It's the same thing now. I'm hearing now people saying, oh, Gallagher's a great player. Yeah, get him in because he fits Ange's system. Yes. Okay, cool. But he needs to make that work. Like Johnson at the moment. If he brings him in, he needs to make it work because that's your choice. Yeah? We said it about Conte. We said, oh, yeah, that's your choice. You wanted him. You've got to make it work. Well, you've got to make it work then because you're judged on your signings. And if you're saying that you've got to okay all the signings, you've got to make that work. But I don't see that energy for Ange, though. You can't say nothing to Ange. This is the thing I don't like about it. If you want to be balanced, be balanced. If we're going to have a go at people like Conte saying, oh, we had a terrible experience, which I'm sorry, I'm not hearing this because I heard a lot of people saying, no, we love Conte, especially when we got top four. And we're on the road to getting top four with Ange at the moment, which, again, that mean no sense whatsoever. So I can't say anything. I can't say anything, really. That's all I'll say. We've got to have the same energy for Ange. Simple. Simple as that. Sorry. I can't say any more than that. But on the game, really, to be honest with you, it wasn't great. I wasn't happy with it. The way that we just didn't have the energy. We looked predictable. Kulu on the right never works for me. I don't know what is this thing about putting Lo Celso as number 10. I don't know why. I wasn't happy with Emerson and Davis up at the back. I think he's trying to sabotage himself. I'm sorry. I just don't understand what the whole thing is about this whole thing about Emerson loving. I don't get it. And the fact that he keeps on annoying the youngsters, and I'm sorry, he's not winning me round with this one. I'm sorry, he's not winning me round at all. Like, you're telling me that Emerson is no Dorrington and David and Ashley Phillips are no better than Emerson. Davis, cool. He's done his job. He's been good. Yeah, and there's certain games he's been man of match, and it's unfortunate he's got his injury. Yeah, and I hopefully it doesn't affect him any further, and that's it. But the whole thing with Emerson, the fact that he kept on playing Dier, and now he's selling him. What does that say to the youngsters? That's all I'm saying. You don't put yourself in that situation. That's what I'm saying at the moment. But we'll get into that another time. Get into another section. But it's just for me. I'm not. I'm not there. I'm not there. I really am not there with what's going on at the moment. And really, we just struggled in certain places. And yes, Burnley defended well, but it shows you that there is a struggle without certain players, especially someone like Maddison in your team. Maddison, hands down, makes this team tick. You miss someone like Son because he's clinical. I looked at those chances that Richarlison had. Now, I'll tell you now, even though Son hasn't been brilliant this season, he hasn't been top notch. Let's be honest here. No, he hasn't. Son would have definitely bagged a few goals there. Would have been clinical in those situations, 110%. I mean, Udogie, again, looks good. I think you can do so much more with Udogie. I've got to be honest. You know, you can do so much more with Udogie, definitely. I think you could play him. I think he's got more development in him, definitely. And I think that's what I say at the moment. I think we're getting to a point where I think, you know, he needs time. We need to see how he develops throughout the seasons. I'm not going over the top. I do give him credit for what he did last week against Bournemouth. I thought he covered Emerson so much that he came out really well at that game. But I think that's what's helping him a lot. Let's be honest here, that he's got two competent fullbacks helping him out. And that's it for me. If you don't have those two fullbacks, competent fullbacks, Emerson doesn't look good. He struggles for me. And I think he's just a liability. And that's it for me. Now, I'm not saying taking him out the team is going to be the answer. There's a lot of things that need to be done. And that's why I say that it's a build. Tottenham Hotspur need to build and, build up, and that's it. But in all purposes, you saw what was going on, what happened throughout the game. When we had to bring on players, we brought on Dier. Really? You know what I mean? It's like, what do you expect? What do you want? It just didn't seem really good at all. Dier. I mean, Gil. I mean, he did a few good moments. This is the problem with Gil. He does a few good moments. He set up Sessegnon. Cool. You know what I mean? If we're going to call it spade a spade, he weren't that great. You know what I mean? If we're going to start, we're at a level where we're starting to talk about players like saying, just looking at certain things and saying, oh, he did okay here. Oh, he did good here. He did good here. If we're going to do that, like Bergwijn scored the winner against Leicester City in the last minute, 2 goals in the last minute. He's done more, and we shot him out the door, We shot him out the door quicker than we've got with Gil. Lamela had so many injury problems, and he'd done more in his last 10 years than what. Well, I don't know however long Lamela was here for at Tottenham. Then Gil's done the whole his stint at Tottenham. I mean, honestly, I don't know why we do this with these certain players. I don't know. And then Kulusevski, I mean, he's like playing within himself at the moment. And I think this is why where the problem we have lies at the moment, competition for places. We are struggling. I mean, if this is next season in Europe, I really do worry about us in Europe with certain players, because I don't think they've got the mentality to fight for their place. Now, this is an example. Example of this is, and like I said before, I've said this before. Gareth Bell. Gareth Bell came in, didn't do well. Then you had Esse Okosu, and then you had Quanchia when Harry Redknapp was there. Gareth Bell comes in because Quanchia's not in the team, not available, hits it out the park, takes his claim for the place. Then he just completely goes straight forward and looks like a world beater. Quanchia finds himself at the team. Then one or two seasons later, well, 1 season later, he's out. He's gone. That's beating your competition. That's what's showing what you can do. I think that's just a normal thing about wingers, because I saw a video about this, and someone was saying about wingers are different now because defensively, more teams are becoming more defensively competent now. And I just felt this was very much excuses, really, for me. I just think that wingers are not being more creative enough, dynamic enough, and not using the knowledge of the game more to try and think of new ideas, how to get behind teams. I think it's also about systems as well. I think systems are not helping players think for themselves, and they've got to fit to a certain system and certain way of playing and stuff. And I think that's hindering their progress of doing things individually. I think it's more being more team now, not rather than being individual and having that individual quality about them. And I think that that's a problem with certain players like Gill, certain players like Kulusevski. You know, you can see that about Saka and Martinelli right now for Arsenal. That's a good example as well. You know, these wingers, they have a good 5 minutes, and then when the teams are getting used to them, they don't have a way of trying to develop their game better to try and do things better, and that's it for me. Now, I can understand what certain people will say. Yeah, Ange gives them freedom to do that. Well, I'm not seeing it, because this is not going to be good enough next season. Because now teams know about these certain players. You've got to get a little bit better now. You've got to show a little bit more quality and show a little bit more development, like Gareth Bale did in his time. Now, yes, Gareth Bale was a quality player, but he wasn't playing well before he came to Tottenham. During his first stint at Tottenham, he wasn't doing well at all. We weren't winning at all. But then he got better and better and better. And then he changed his position even further up front. You can use him up front, and that's it. Now, this is what our players need to do. There's a lot of players that need to do this over the Premier League as well. This is why I say this is a bang average league, because I don't see it. I don't see it with these players, and that's it for me. But there's certain things in the game that I think that this is where I struggle. This is where I really, really struggle with, I don't get it for me. That's just me for me. I don't get it at all. But big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody in the chat. We're going to get on a little bit further. I'm looking at these statistics of stats of the game and stuff, and this is why I'm not really interested at all, really. I know people will say that we've got more possession, but more possession means nothing when you're not scoring goals, and that's it. Like I said before, if we didn't win the game, would you be that as positive as you were today? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't say Emerson had a good game. You definitely wouldn't say that. And you definitely wouldn't say that Gill had a good game, because he didn't affect the game really. So this is the thing. This is my frustration at the moment. I think the result is kind of covering up a lot of the things that are happening. It's like the thing about Bournemouth. I heard Emerson had a great game from somebody, from a journalist. I sat there and thought, you having a laugh? If that's him playing well, I don't criticise other defenders, because I thought he was absolutely having a nightmare, and I was there watching him. And then Donnelly, someone's just said about Donnelly. Thank you for reminding me. Donnelly, big up Mike Court, by the way. Yeah, Donnelly should have been on further, but he doesn't believe in the youngsters. Again, why put yourself in that position? Why hype up these youngsters, saying that they're the class of 92 sort of comparison to class of 92 Man United youngsters, according to Johnny from Tottenham on Tour, by the way. Big up Brian, by the way, but Johnny talks a load of rubbish. And he's getting free reign talking a load of rubbish as well, which I'm not liking at all. A lot of Tottenham fans do that. A lot of them, unfortunately. They just hide. They hide. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I'm not angry about the team anymore, because I know my team. Yeah, I'm expecting these sort of results, by the way. I'm expecting these sort of results. Yeah, I'm expecting us playing like this. I don't really care. Yeah, because I know my team's bang average, even though what I said, it's just fans. Yeah, they open themselves up to get absolutely bantered by Mr. Box Office when they chat crap. Yeah, when they chat absolute rubbish. I'm sorry, because we need to. I think now let's put it into perspective right now. Yeah, let's put it in perspective right now. I didn't realize that football turned into X Factor. I didn't realize it, because I didn't realize it's a popularity contest. I didn't realize it, because I've seen fans now saying, "Oh, I love Ange because I need to keep myself relevant." Why? Why? It's an opinion. Get me right now. If I've got an opinion, I can't say my opinion on certain managers that I don't like. At the moment, I need convincing. But because I'm not liked, because I need to be liked, I need to say what status quo is. I love Ange. I love the way we're playing, even though we're playing like Conte. Yeah, even though we're playing like Conte. Yeah, I love Ange, yeah? Just so my subscriber counts can go up right now. It's so up. It goes straight up there. Really? Really? Just speak real about it. Speak real. I'm sorry, I'm done with this trying to be nice about it. This is not a popularity contest. This is not a popularity contest. Isn't it? There's no way it's a popularity contest, isn't it? You just be real. Call it for what it is. Yes, we got through. Great. But if we didn't score that goal, that wonder goal, which really, let's be honest here, Burnley should have defended better. But well done to Poros. But yeah, he had so much space. He had so much space and time that he had time to think about it and pick his spot. Yes, it's a wonder goal, but how much time did he have on the ball to score, to look, place his shot in the top corner? In any other game, you wouldn't be able to do that. And that's it. Sorry, I've never heard such absolute waffle in my life. You know? But yes, it was a great goal. Great goal. The fact that I've just watched some highlights and there weren't that many highlights does say a lot to you. The fact that the guys came out very early after half time says a lot to you. If we play like that against Man United are in the mud, I was told. Do you think we get a result? Really? I was told that we're tired. Really? We have got no Europe. But just overall, just a terrible game. I wasn't happy with that game at all. You know, I wasn't happy at all with the game. Wasn't happy at all with the lineup. I wasn't happy with it at all, and that's it for me. You know, that's all I was saying. That's it for me. But big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody that's watching. I'm going to get on to other stuff as well now. But I have to acknowledge the people that are watching, because we have just gone in 28 minutes into the show, and I haven't acknowledged anybody yet, because you know how it goes with Mr. Box Office. He's not easy to get things off his chest, and that's it. So big up to everybody. Big up to Mark Cook. I know you're watching. Thank you, Mark Cook, for being patient and keep subscribing and keep supporting. Thank you for your support. Big up to Scott M. Big up to you. Big up to you, JJ. Big up to you, Michael Eddy. Big up to you, Angel Simon. No, big up to you. Big up to you, Daryl Denton. And big up to you, Edward Oz. Yeah, I do this question here. Right. This is where I do agree with you. It gives players freedom within a framework. I understand where you're coming from, Edward. But my point is, the freedom that they've been given, they have not shown enough. They haven't shown enough for me. The only player that seems to be doing it has done it recently has been, if I'm really honest, Kulusevski. I mean, in previous times it was Maddison. Maddison had more wherewithal of what to do, but I think he's more a maverick, and I think he's got that wherewithal of doing things without someone telling him. I think he's just got a picture in his head what to do, and that's it for me. But I just don't think other players have got that at the moment. I know that we've got someone like Solomon's coming back. Solomon's got to do a lot more, but again, we have to see how he develops. That'll be an interesting one. I think we are definitely missing Perisic. Now that's That you would have not said that a couple of games ago. I think you would definitely not have said that a couple of games ago. I'm just looking at the result now. I think Newcastle 2-0 up. 2-0 up against against Sunderland. So that was Newcastle in the mud, I was told. But look at them now. Looks like there's no tragedy. There's no absolute disaster at Newcastle, it seems. Anyway, but that's how it changes after one game, isn't it? It's fascinating. Big up to Robert Wilson, by the way. Big up to you, Robert Wilson. Please like and subscribe. I'm nearly up to 1,000 subscribers. If you can, help me out. And also put your bell notification on for when I go live as well. So keep subscribing as well. Big up to everybody that's in the chat as well. But I just think that the players that have been given the frameworks haven't done that. Now, yes, we need time. This is why I'm saying they need time to be convinced and see how it works out with Ange. And at the moment, I still stick by what I say. And you know what I've said already. I don't think he's going to be here more than 2 years. And also, I still need to see, because you can see he gets a bit spicy, doesn't he? He does get a bit spicy when things are thrown at him. And it does get a bit really spicy with him, doesn't he? So we've got to see how that works as well for me, as with Ange. So, we just have to see, wait and see. We're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. And that's it. But I don't think the players have done enough. Only certain players have done enough. I think Porro has improved. I think definitely improved since last season. Yeah. From where he was last season, not able to defend, well, he's improved on that. He's improved on being inverted as well, being in that inverted role. He's really done well in that as well. So he's improved to another level. Can he get to another level next season now? Now he's looking like he's improving. Can he get to another level now? Or can he continue being consistent? Because you don't just have one good season and just let it tail off or just be happy with that. You get better. And that's what we need to see from Porro. Same with Udogie and same with Sarr. Because it's not good enough to just be happy and that's it. Because that's what the problem was before. You need to improve. And this is where my question is at the moment. When you've got expectations next season, because no one had expectations this season for them. These players this season, we didn't have any expectations at all. But next season, there will be expectations. And this is the problem. When you add Europe into that, if we do get into Europe, which I think we will do, because I think we'll get sixth this season, because I think we will definitely tail off. I think Man City have got this league locked in as far as I'm concerned, and Liverpool have a say of that as well. But if you have expectations next season, what will happen? And that's what I'm saying. Got to say that, and that's it for me. But big up to you. Big up to you with your question, as that's it. In games, what's that about? I don't know, to be honest with you. Got no idea. But just need to get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get to the second segment. And maybe it's not in order. I do apologize if it's not in order, but this is an unpunctured stream, so I'm not going to be perfect. So I do apologize for before anybody has a go. Tottenham are going for Werner. Really? Yeah, that was a shock one. To be honest, I'm in two minds with this one. It looks like they're looking at things that are available at the moment and they're being realistic. Now, for me, I didn't think too much of him at Chelsea. I'm being honest. Didn't think too much of him at Chelsea at all. He didn't. I mean, the fact that Chelsea just shipped him off back to Germany says a lot, doesn't it? But looking at afar, you can't trust Richarlison. Son can't do it all the time up front, and he's sometimes better on the wing as well as sometimes up front. And Scarlett, you don't know what you're going to get with him at the moment. I think he should have stayed at Ipswich, me personally. I think it was a mistake to take him back. Me personally. I think he should have stayed at Ipswich, got more football. Because if he doesn't get any football now for the rest of the season, that really hinders his development. So there is a spot there for some striking options. Especially now Johnson is going to be up and down this season. So for me, I think, yeah, I'm two minds with it at the moment. Now, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I'm not going to go mad about it. For me, I didn't think too much of him at Chelsea. I've got to be honest. Now, if he can improve and help us go forward for the next season, it's only a 6-month loan. Cool. I'm one way not going to go mad. I'm not going to go over the top if he does well, but I won't be. I'll just call it how it is when he plays and see what I see. But I can understand why they're looking at him because they can't continue with Richarlison. Richarlison is not doing well at the moment. I think he needs more competition. I think there needs to be some competition there. The interesting thing will be, are you going to get rid of Gill? Because for me, I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough at all. I think he needs to be gone. I think he's brought in for him mainly. I think because for me, I don't think he should be in the team at all. There's a lot of players that need to be out of the team. I think Sessegnon, with a heavy heart, I don't think he's going to be good enough to continue at Tottenham. So I think he needs a move as well. But is that going to happen in January? Unlikely. Being honest. But we'll have to see what happens. I do agree with certain people. I think he is. I don't think too much of him myself. He doesn't stand out as a player for me that says, wow. But we're never going to go for that sort of player. We're going to have to make the best out of a bad bunch and try and get that's what Ange is all about, coaching these players and using them to the best of, getting the best out of them. So again, if this is the Ange choice, he's got to make it work. This is the decisions you make. This is the decisions that you give. The decisions that you're, decisions that you the cards that you're given. So you've got to make it work. Simple as that. And if he's got a problem being offside, well, I don't see the point of getting him because we've got that problem with Richarlison. But again, it's only a 6-month loan. If we're buying him out right, then there'll be some scrutiny over it because obviously we don't want to make the same mistake that we have done with other players and then we lumber with them and we can't get rid of them. But it's only a 6-month loan. So, and I think the priority for us at the moment is to get defenders in, and we have to get defenders in because he's not using the youngsters at the moment, which I think they need to get on loan because this is not doing any good to their confidence at the moment. It's not that I'm thinking about too much of the youngsters. I just think, well, you built them up to be what they weren't, and you're not using them. So it gets to a point where you're sitting there thinking, well, you can't keep on doing that. It's too much sometimes. You can't do that. But yeah, I can understand why they're doing it. This sorts out the problem on the wing and also up front as well with the games that we've got left. And, we want to give a good go for the FA Cup as well. And we do look toothless as well. And if Werner can set up, develop some partnerships and chemistry with some of the players that we've got, maybe it'll work for just a quick fix for this season, the rest of the season. That's it. Now, I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying I'm not too angry about it, to be honest with you, the transfer. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. And that's it for me. But what's your view in the chat? What's your view? Because I've given you my view. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Mr. Box Office is in the mud, like always? Don't really, you know, like I say, it's all fun and games for me, Mr. Box Office. That's why Alex hired me. I'll take the banter all day long, but you know, it is what it is. That's it. But big up to everybody in the chat again. I can see some new people here in the chat as well. Big up to you all. But we're going to get into it again. We're going to get into another subject and get into another subject that is going to be, you're going to see Tottenham, see Mr. Box Office not happy. Happy the guy's going, yes. But not happy what was said by Postecoglou. And it's this. Dier going to Bayern, Munich. Number 3. Now, for me, I like this whole thing is mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing, and you know that football's is bang average when you're doing this. So honestly, and I don't really care what anybody says to me, because I know my football and that's it. But Dier going to Bayern Munich, are you desperate? Are you absolutely desperate? But if you want to get him, that's fine, great. I mean, if it does happen, great. We can get rid of him because I didn't agree with him being in the team. I just didn't agree with him coming in the team. I thought we were doing a build. That's what I was told, a build. But it's clearly we're not doing a build, aren't we? You know, we're not doing a build at all. You know, if we're going to play old timers like Dier, you know, I thought we were changing the mentality. He's a loser mentality in our team. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. It's loser mentality. If you think that's cool, that's not cool. Loser mentality. If we're going to put Dier in defence, because we know what we're going to get with him. So I'm glad we're getting rid of him. We're potentially going to get rid of him, and if we don't get rid of him, I don't want to see him in the team, and that's it for me. You know, because it's not good. But on the chance that I just think for me, you know, yeah, he wasn't in the team against Burnley because there is certain things going on. Now, for me, I'm glad he's going if he does go, and he needs to go, as far as I'm concerned. I'll take anything for him, as far as I'm concerned as well. And then we can just move on. The thing I don't like about this whole thing, and it's what Anne said. Yes, he had a bit of an issue with the journalists questioning, you know, why he's not in the team and whether he's injured or not, which fair enough, I can understand, you know, don't question his judgment. That's fine. I understand that, and that's fine. But you don't say things like this, yeah, because this is a shot at the youngsters as far as I'm concerned, yeah. He says, well, with Davies out the team, the question was asked, with Davies out the team, can you afford to lose Dier? And he said, yes. Okay. So you can afford to do that, but you can look at it like this. You've been playing Dier for the last couple of games, though. So what does that say to your youngsters then? Dorrington, Ashley Phillips. You put him as priority, Dier, in the team, because he's captain material, he's leadership. When he's not leadership, Bukharia's more captain than him. So you put him in the team, but then you're saying, well, you can lose him because you don't need him anymore. But you needed him against Bournemouth. You needed him against Everton. I mean, honestly, I mean, you can't say that But then you played him against those certain games, and you effectively he could have stopped us from winning the games against Everton and Bournemouth. We were bang average against those teams. Don't get me started on Brighton, but we were not great at all. But it's just like you're saying this. You're saying, "Oh, by the way, yeah, I didn't need Dier though." But I mean, why would you say that when basically you did need him? You did need him because you kept on saying, "Well, you did need him because you kept on using him." Sorry, but while you had youngsters on the bench that you could have just played. Yeah, I know Van der Ven's back. But the problem is I had with Van der Ven coming back is that I think we're rushed in too soon. And he's going to come straight back into the team. And the only reason why I didn't play him against Burnley is because we needed a goal. That was it. But he'll come back into the game against Manchester United. But it shouldn't be easy for this guy to get back into the team. I just need to remind Tottenham fans, this guy's only been here 6 months. And he's like a local hero. I mean, cool. Players can make an impact. But this whole loving about putting these players in the team straight away doesn't work for me. And this is the problem I have. We're so reliant on certain players. What happened to giving chance, just giving these chances to these players? Listen, I'm sorry. I just can't agree with this whole thing about you can't play the kids. This is a build this season. There was no expectations this season. All of a sudden now, because the season's turned out that we could be in a title race or be in Champions League race, we don't need the youngsters now. So make that decision in the summer then. Because this is the thing I'm saying. Yeah, cool. But when it doesn't work, when we don't succeed, you've got to call it how it is then. You've got to call it how it is. I'm not there with Ange, man. I'm sorry. I'm not there. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. If we win the competition, fair enough. I got it wrong. He was right. Absolutely, 110%. Big up to you, Edward. You absolutely spot on. Big up to you, Edward. Yeah? Big up to you. You are right. He's going for the big trophy, and he has to go for it because we've got no other trophies to go for. We only got the league. Fair enough. But it does depend, and also big up to Machiavelli. Yeah, you're right. Always changes. Yes, it does. But for me, it never changes in my eyes. It just never changes. I just can't. For me, I stick to what my guns are, and that's it. Now, yeah, I've said we were in the title. Technically, we're in the title race. Technically, we're in the title race, even though I think this league is bang average, and I think because we have no expectations as well, that's why we're in this race as well. And it's unfortunate for the youngsters. I think it's very, very unfortunate for the youngsters. I think that's the thing for me. I don't think we should have hyped it up too much. But the thing I thought of is that Dier does not fit his system. We're all saying about Gallagher, by the way, for Chelsea. This is why we're linked with him. he's perfect for Ange's system. Well, Dier's not perfect for Ange's system. He's proven it already. Yes, he's done a job in certain games, but you saw against Wolves, when Wolves got to grips with our weaknesses, they undone us. And then we end up with losing that game. Now, for me, just, you know, I think this leads to me saying, you know, the whole thing about Dragunov deal. Sorry if I got that wrong. Which again, I'm not getting angry about because I know what to expect from my team. I know what my team are going to do. I know behind the scenes. I know where we are with transfers. So why am I going to get angry about something I already know already? You know, I knew nothing had changed. I knew it was not going to change the way that we do transfers. You know, the fact that Paratici is still at the wheel, I'm still confused. Why is this guy still here? Why is this guy still here? You know, why is he still doing things? What's happened to Scott Munn? What's happened to Lohan Lang and his assistant? What's happened? You know, don't make a big deal out of these guys saying, "Oh, this guy's got employed and everything else." Oh, yeah, we got the big appointment and everything else. Dragusin. You know, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know. Big up to Sean, by the way. Big up to Sean. Sean E, J Daniel. So big up to you to tell me how to pronounce it. By the way, but for me, nah, not having it. You know, I'm not there. I'm not there at the moment. I'm done out with this one. I've got to be honest. But we have to wait and see how it goes. We have to wait and see how it goes. We do need another defender in quickly. If we're not going to use the youngsters, Dragson, if we're going to get him, just get him in. But you know, there is an art of negotiation. That's what we're going to do, and that's it. And that's why I'm not getting angry about it. It'll be interesting to see how, if it does take a long time, the Dragusin deal, what sort of reaction we get from Ange. Now, from what I see here, certain people saying, I mean, big up Sean. He says that the sign is going to be announced on Monday. Well, if it is going to be announced on Monday, that's good. I mean, then we got time to work with him. What I do want from him is some competition for places with Van der Ven and Romero, because Romero's place shouldn't be guaranteed as far as I'm concerned, especially if he keeps on getting red carded. I think the same thing with Basuma, Sarr, all of them. All the first 11 there needs to be some competition for places. I'm not asking for world-class players, but I'm asking for players that can compete, and that's it for me. I think looking at overview of the players that we're linked with, looking at someone like Gallagher at the moment, maybe yes, with the energy he's got, maybe with the qualities he's got, and I'm being minimal about his qualities. Yes, he can compete. Maybe with Werner, you can compete. The point I think is what I'm trying to make is at the moment is that we need players that can compete. I'm glad Dier is going, hopefully, because he can't compete, and this has been my issue mainly. You know, so hopefully we'll see what happens, and that's it for me. You know, but there's some good points making in the chat saying that, you know, possibly Liverpool might lose points because of Salah, but they have got other options. They have got other options up front, Liverpool. Man City will always find a way. They'll always find a way to get through things, and that's it for me. So you can look at it different ways. 110%, I've got to be honest. And that's it for me. But really, for me, to sum up the whole thing with Dier, we just got to get it done and get the Dragusin deal done as well. And hopefully it does get done on Monday, so we can move forward and get him in and get him acclimatized to Tottenham. And that's it for me. And that's it, really. So we are coming to the end of the show soon. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for listening to me unleashing. That was a quick, fast-paced show talking about the game, talking about our links to Werner, and talking about Dier hopefully leaving soon. So I hope you enjoyed it. You'll see me more soon. And please like the stream. Please like the stream. Please and help me get up to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully this can be on a regular, but Alice has got a day job. And Mr. Box Office can be only available for certain things, and that's it for me. And that's it. But please like the stream. Please subscribe. Keep your notifications on for when I go live, because you'll get more of this. Because like I said before, I'm not frustrated with the Tottenham team because I know what I'm getting. I know exactly. It's like I said before, and I said it before to some to people personally. I've said, if Daniel Levy wants to sack Ange, he'll sack Ange. You know, that's up to him. It'll just show you that, you know, for me, it would just show you that for me, what I was always right, that the board always let you down. And that's why I'm not on board with the whole thing at the moment. I need a long-term view on this. And it might take a couple of years to see it. This season, you can't judge it on this season. Now, if we win the Premier League or win the FA Cup, it's a great season. I'll be celebrating with everybody, yes. But at the back of my mind, I know next season is going to be even more harder than ever, because then you've got to match or get better to what you did last season. And have Tottenham done that before? No. I can't trust the board to stick with Ange when people say Ange out. I can't trust them, because I know what they're like. And it's not even Ange's fault. Like I said before, I've learnt this way. I've been climatized into this way because of the years and years of disappointment as a Tottenham fan. Because once upon a time, Mr. Box Office, Alex, was a child and loved his team, would defend his team, didn't like the fact that people kept on criticising it. But that kid, that child, grew up. And since then, has seen only 2 Carabao Cups. And now I see the real, I see it how it's real. And that's it. I see the reality of it. And that's it for me. Now you see right now that now football's got bigger now. You've got now stats like XG, runs off the ball, heat maps and all this. And I'm like, when is it just about judgment on what you see on the pitch now? I understand there's a place for stats, but I don't really get it. And I don't get it at all for me. I just think it's less about what you think, because you have to be right, and it should be about the opinion for me. Or it's less about the opinion and more about the facts. And really, football is always about opinions, and that's why I don't really listen to the stats, because for me, the stats don't really show what you feel. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the facts are this, the facts are that. Cool. But what do you think? Someone said to me, and someone said to me on the stream and said to me, because I love Alistair Gold. I think Alistair's a great journalist, even though I don't agree with half the things he's saying. He said, I don't want to know what Alistair Gold thinks. I don't want to know what the ITK thinks. what they say about the game. What do you think? And I think there's too much of, oh, I need to be right. I need to be what everybody else is saying. And when I say, when I go to games, and I think this is why I think it's more easier for me to analyze a game when I'm there, when I'm on the TV, because at least then I can see from my own eyes what I'm seeing. I can feel the atmosphere as well, and see the sense of what I see on the pitch as well. Because you see certain things when you're on the pitch, when you're at the stadium, you see the communication, you see the relationships between the defenders. For example, the two central defenders for Everton and the goalkeeper, can't remember the names. Was it? I've completely forgot their names, but if you can tell me in the chat, just let me know. And Pickford and the two defenders, central defenders, do not stop talking to each other. Do not stop talking. They just keep on yeah to each other. Communication is on point, really on point. There's no stoned unturned. There's nothing. Literally, no stoned unturned with those two defenders. And you sit there and think, wow, they communicate really well. Really well. Tarkowski and Breathwaite, I think it is. And they just, you can see why defensively they've done. Now, recently they haven't done well, obviously. They didn't do well. And they should have won. They should have got at least a draw out of Tottenham. But the communication, you can see it. And I saw it in abundance when they played us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Another one as well, Vicario. Vicario in goal doesn't shut up. He has a go at his defenders. He's very commanding. So it's not a surprise that he's very successful as a shot stopper and as an overall goalkeeper. He's very, very good because he's very commanding. And hopefully with time, he'll get better. Now, this is where we need to see him next season. But you see these things and you're sitting there thinking, wow. And Breathwaite, thank you, JJ. Big up to you, JJ. And the thing for me, when you see people like Brendan Johnson, Richarlison, I think someone said Brendan Johnson looks a bit nervous, like he's going to school. I'll give the Spurs talk show Sean a good one on that one because that was a good comparison. He does look a little bit nervous, yes, but that's why I'm saying he's up and down. He's going to be up and down because I think the nerves of being at a big club like Tottenham, not that he hasn't been the big club because Nottingham Forest are still a big club. Big up to everybody in the chat, by the way. Water fuel. But just the whole thing with him in the him being nervous, I think, yeah, maybe that's getting the better of him. But I just need to remind people, with time, you can see, if he develops better, he could become a success. But again, this is an signing because he wanted Brendan Johnson. So we've got to look at him because he made that decision. I think he will take it on as well. Ange, I've got to be honest. And yeah, I think for me, yeah, he just needs to, we have to see how he develops. Like I said, this is an signing, so I want the same energy for him that we have for Conte and Mourinho and Pochettino as well, and other managers before that as well. Just because it's Ange, we've got to have the same energy, and it's like, for me, yeah, you see that he's up and down, and that's it when I'm watching him anyway. So, but you see quality, like, for instance, when you see quality like Poro sometimes, the Maddison, when he's got quality, he looks really good. Son, when he's clinical in front of goal, You know, it's that, and also Sarr, who's been impressive as well. I think he makes that midfield tick, and that's it. Another one as well. I forgot to mention Bentancur. Bentancur. I mean, yeah, I think we rushed him too soon, and that's what worries me about Van der Ven. I think we are rushing these players too soon because we're not, because we need them so badly, because the players that we've got that are playing in front of them are not, playing instead of them are not good enough. And that's what concerns me at the moment. So there's a lot to do still. And that's it for me. I've got to be honest, and that's it. But that was the longest segment that I thought it would be. But big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody that's watching. I hope you're liking all the stream. And just keep liking the stream, please, because it really helps the algorithm and keeps me going, keeps Mr. Box Office going, and that's it, really. So if you could do me a pleasure of doing that for me, that's it. But we're coming to the end of the show. We're going to wrap up soon. So big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to Anton Parlad. Big up to JJ. Big up to Mekaleli, Verlel. Big up to you all. But big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to Scott M. Big up to everybody. Mark Cook. Big up to you. It's been it's been an enjoyable one, and we'll get more of this. Hopefully get more of this soon. More lives with time as well, because you're going to hear more Tottenham fans chatting rubbish again, like they always do, and that's it. But like I always finish off the show, we're gonna finish off like this. And thank you to everybody that watched and who's going to watch on the playback as well. I do really appreciate it. Mr. Box Office definitely does appreciate it as well. But we'll leave it like this. If you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on, you Spurs. And I'm out.